Okay, so Ultrakill Lore. Yeah, Ultrakill Lore. So basically, everything starts World War One. Okay, and the thing about World War One is that it doesn't end for 200 years. Yeah, that's right, 200 years. So basically, what first happens is that sometime uh ammunition becomes useless because they make like energy weapons. So instead of being like, oh, hoity toity, time to put in some ammo. Instead, it's just like, okay, let's just like, hold on. Okay, how about let's like not do that, and instead we can just make like it's basically a railgun or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, hold on. So then now there's no weapon. There's no like you know ammunition, and so now there's just like a fuel cell here, and bullets come out. Blah. Anyways, okay. So then after that comes the advent of blood-powered machines, and the first blood-powered machine is hold on, just give me a second. Uh, and then in comes the Gutterman. This guy. Uh, this basically this guy was made by the Russians, I think. And the thing is that they hadn't figured out how to make them like self-sustaining. So basically, that it has a coffin on its back with I think it's a prisoner of war that's basically just like has the smallest amount of things remaining to be able to give blood to fuel this thing. So yeah. So now we have the Gutter Man, and he's just absolutely destroying everybody. Until of course, hold on, let me just do 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 till we get this guy in here, and this is the Gutter Tank, and this guy was made by the Germans to fight this guy. So he's like pow 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 pow, and this guy's like ah, and this one's self-sustaining. It doesn't need a human to give it blood. So yeah, and then eventually yeah, there's also the Jackhammer guy, which we don't know much about because I haven't fought him. But yeah, so now we have this guy, and both of these are fueled on machines, and this like arms race just continues on until we get one of the most famous things from Ultrakill, maybe the second most famous, and then we get the Earth Mover. This thing we think it was made by a Japanese, but we're not entirely sure. But basically, this thing, giant ass machine, that's basically a lightning gun, absolutely destroys any enemy. So all of these guys are just gone. And in fact, all of humanity is gone. The Earth is now like so destroyed by these guys that they can't live on the surface. So they have to live on the backs of these guys. They blot out the sun, and so Earth movers start dying off one by one because their solar panels can't get enough power because these guys are so big they can't run on only blood. So then the final weapon of war before the thing happens is the most famous thing. Hold on. And so that is where V1 comes in. And this guy, he absolutely destroys this guy. Just like Slinky Dinks, and then like hold on, I accidentally drew something. I want to grab that. Hold on. Select. And so this guy just like goes up into that thing's brain and absolutely destroys it. And he also just like uses guns, to kill these guys. But yeah, that's V1. And so eventually they're like, hey, we should just stop the war. And so they stop the war. And so that's a long peace. And so that makes the long peace, which is, I think that's what it's called, a long peace. Uh, so now World War One is over, which is also known as the final war. And so during the long peace, they're like, hey, this guy's a weapon of war. We don't like this guy anymore. Yeah, this guy's bad. We don't like this guy anymore. So then they make um hold on, I just gotta uh they make this guy V2, and V2 was meant to like keep peace and not be war. And these guys hate each other. They just absolutely despise each other. Well, I mean, this guy despises this guy. This guy is just like, hey, why are you attacking me? Like, why would you do that? That's mean. So then, uh, V1 wakes up in 2112 in the mouth of hell. Just like Cerberus. This. Imagine this is Cerberus, and he's just like uh uh beep 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 saw blade, and then Cerberus is dead. Let's just like meh, and goes through all the layers, starting with limbo, lust, then gluttony, where he fights Gabrielle. And the thing about this is, God is gone. Like God dipped for some reason. We don't know why yet because the secret levels aren't done yet, but we will know soon once Prod is released. Um, and so yeah, so now there's like a council of angels that like g- govern heaven, and basically, what happened with Lust was that once heaven fell into disarray, and the angels weren't keeping track of like the punishments. So what happened was King Minos, hold on, and so Minos, who was the original judge of hell, decided, hey, lust isn't a sin. Let's reform lust. And so boom, now we've got the city of lust. But the thing is that the angels they get back and they're like, hey, we don't like this guy. We don't like this guy. Bad. So they kill him. And then lust falls into disarray, and that's where no, not the corpse bride. Hold on. And that's why you fight this thing, which is his corpse. Yeah, that's his corpse. And the thing is, no one has eyes in this. That those are not eyes, those are parasites. So let's just like squish this guy down. Yeah. So this is my yeah. There we go. That works. So yeah, this is Minos now. And then you fight Gabriel in 3-2, and he's like, "You in second F again? Fuck! This is not over." And then he goes back to try to explain himself to the Angelic Council to why he lost to this guy because this guy's killing everybody. Everybody's dead. And so then after that, um, he gets the light stripped from him, which like makes him really angry towards the machine because he's going to fucking die. But now that let's just say you peer into every level, um, so now you get to see lore. So basically, there's this thing called husks, which are basically souls that aren't powerful enough to like exist on their own. So they use just like hell energy, I think, to form themselves into something. So yeah, that's what husks are. And this is a husk, a supreme husk, technically. But the thing is that some souls are powerful enough to where they don't need that. So hold on. So that's where this guy comes in, King Minos. Well, no, not King Minos. This is Minos Prime. Minos Prime. He. You free him from the. Hold on. You free him from the flesh prison. This guy's in there. They put him in the They put him in the prison to stop him from killing. To stop him. But then you free him by killing this guy, and he's like, "Thank you, thank you for saving me." But the thing is that you've killed a shit ton of people, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna kill you now. But then you kill him back, and he's like, "Ah!" And now Primus Prime is dead. And then you go through Greed, where you hear the tale of King Sisyphus. You know, like this guy, yeah, Sisyphus, Sisyphus, right there. That's Sisyphus. And so you fight through Greed, and then you see this guy again, because the first time you get him, you just took his arm. So now he really hates you because he wants his arm back. Look at that, look at that arm, look at that arm. That's the one you take. But now he has a new arm called the Whiplash, and he doesn't use it at all. And so then you kill him again. Well, you actually kill him this time, and you get the Whiplash, and boom, now you have another arm. And then you fight your way through Wrath, which basically Wrath originally has the river Styx, I think. But then the thing is that so many people, because everybody's dead. That's a tagline. Mankind is dead. Mankind is dead. And so hell is full, and therefore the river Styx overflows its banks, and now it's the ocean Styx. And there's so many souls that you take damage by doing it because the sheer weight of them crushes you. So, anyways, then you fight the ferryman, or don't if you pay him. And you get the rocket launcher, and then you fight the Leviathan, which is basically an amalgamation of souls. Hold on, let me get the Leviathan. That is AI. That is bad. So then there's a Leviathan, which they were originally like really scared about. So they sent Gabrielle down, and you can see the little guy there. Hold on, I saw an image. That's the little thing on top of him. So that's the little thing on top of him, and you could see Gabrielle's swords just pierce through there because if he didn't, then this thing would have been able to escape and wreak havoc, and they didn't want that. So yeah, then you just like kill it, and so now it's dead. So you don't have to worry about any of this anymore. And then you get into Heresy, where you fight Gabriel again, but now we see a posse of hate, and you fight him again, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, this is blood! Oh my god, blah 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 blah." Blah. And he's like, "So heaven actually sucks." So he kills the entire angelic council, even though he knows he's gonna die. Okay, and then you get to violence. Violence is where you fight this guy in the end, and you also see these two guys. Yeah, and you also fight the Minotaur, which, yeah, that's important, but it's not very important. And that's basically all we know about Ultrakill Lore so far. Yay.